The day I got fired was the best day of my professional life. Not because I hated the job, but because nobody in that building knew I had already emailed their biggest competitor 2 hours before they terminated me. And I had the prototype with me. What happened next took 14 months, cost me my savings, but ended with me reviewing the acquisition terms for the very company that fired me. And yes, I approved the deal. Here's how it happened. I was a junior product developer at Hartwell Technologies. I was good, but quiet. My manager, Marcus, was the exact opposite, extraordinarily good at making sure his name was attached to everything that worked. In my second year, I noticed every client we had struggled with onboarding, usually churning within 60 days. So, on my nights and weekends, I built a solution, an AI-guided onboarding layer. I tested it quietly. Retention jumped from 31% to 74%. I had the data. I had the demo. And I made the mistake of showing Marcus. He smiled and said, "Let me figure out how to position this." 3 weeks later, I sat in an all-hands meeting and watched Marcus demo my product. My interface. My data. My name wasn't mentioned once. The VP called it a breakthrough. I didn't say anything. I went home, copied my files and original timestamps to a personal drive, and started drafting an email. When I finally confronted Marcus, he told me I was being paranoid. He told me to manage my expectations about attribution. I went to HR. 5 days later, I was fired for creating conflict. But here's what they didn't know. That email I drafted, I sent it that morning, to Diane, the head of product at Hartwell's biggest competitor, Nexera. I told her I had a working AI solution, the intellectual property rights, and I was available immediately. She replied in 40 minutes. By the end of the month, I was consulting for Nexera full-time. Over the next year, we rebuilt the product properly. Clients flocked to us for the onboarding experience, and Hartwell started bleeding clients. 14 months later, Nexera's board explored acquiring a struggling competitor to absorb their client base. The target was Hartwell. As a senior consultant, the board asked for my assessment. I gave an honest evaluation. They had good infrastructure, but their onboarding was still broken. I recommended the acquisition. The deal was signed. That week, Marcus's entire team was put under review. He sent me an email, saying he always believed in my potential, and asked if I could put in a good word. I forwarded it to Diane with the subject line, "Context you might find useful." I never heard from him again. People ask if I planned this long game. I didn't. I was just a developer who built something real and had it taken from him. My only decision was to leave quietly and walk toward an open door, instead of fighting for credit in a place that didn't value me. Marcus's mistake wasn't stealing the idea. His mistake was assuming I had nowhere else to go. If someone takes your work, remember this: the best thing you can do is build something they can't take. Document everything. Know what belongs to you. Never burn a bridge you don't have to, but never wait for permission to walk across a new one.